Hi everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where it's time for episode 5 of creating the British Theme Park Museum. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the previous 4 episodes to this one. It really has been my favourite project to date, putting all of my collection in one place. Things that I've been collecting for so many years from various different theme parks and just having it all on display. Along with that, creating a new studio for Theme Park Worldwide as well. It's been an awesome journey so far and there's still lots more to come throughout 2023 as I continue on with the different sections. Now, if you've already seen the previous 4 episodes, you'll know that all my signs are now in place, a lot of the collection is now on display. It's more about working on the different theme sections, because when I set out with this project, I wanted to make sure that with me having more space, I didn't just cram in items everywhere and so you walk in and it being this big kind of overload and you don't know where to look. I wanted to kind of make sure that things were spread out a bit more. For example, the Alton Towers Bookworm that's just behind me, such an icon. I still can't believe that I own it. And yeah, what the plan is to do here is make more of a theme section around it. Instead of before, how I had all my signs and everything around it too, it's so it really stands out and creates a great backdrop for future videos as well. Along with that, of course, I'm going to be working on this section, but also where I've got the huge gun on the wall from Drayton Manor, going to be doing some more decoration and theming around there, and also as well working on the kind of horror section. A lot of you have given me some great feedback throughout this series, which I really appreciate. And yeah, the plan with that is to kind of put some blood on the wall and yeah, make it a lot more darker to fit with the horror themed area that we've got going on, mainly with items from the former Tooley Street London dungeon. But lots to get on with, so come and join me in this episode. Again, it's going to be filmed over a course of a few different days, so you can see me continuing to work on this project. Let's go and get started. So the first plan of action today is starting to add some wooden strips around these different themed areas, starting off with the horror section that we've got going on just here. So yeah, I wallpapered this in the last episode, really pleased with how it looks. But now I want to add some wooden strips around the side, make them a bit more weathered, and then add some depth to this as well. Because it looks really good with the signs on there and the wallpaper, but really start adding some depth. And also some blood splatters, a bit like this sign here. That's how it came and was originally displayed in the London dungeon. So yeah, I'm thinking something like that on this wall will look really good. And then you've got to think you've got the rat house sign that's already covered in puke from the dungeon. Not real, of course, all theming. So yeah, kind of make it all look a bit more weathered and horror vibes going on just on there. Now, of course, I always appreciate your feedback, and with this apocalypse sign, a lot of you said that you love the chevrons, but thought they'd look good at the top as well. I completely agree. It's one of them things that you don't know until you start doing this sort of thing, how it's going to look. Originally, I thought, let's just have the chevrons kind of on the side just here to fit with the apocalypse theme going round the corner. But yeah, I'm going to do them across the top there now as well. And the planning with this is to actually add more pipes and things sticking out the wall and really go to town with the theming on there. Then off to the left, we've got the huge gun and the Black Revolver itself from Black Revolver that used to be at Drayton Manor. It is effectively an indoor waltzer ride. So yeah, the plan is with this is to paint this wall behind it. But I've also got items here from Pirate Adventure. So I don't want to go full on to Pirates or full on to Wild West because it's all kind of mixed on this wall. So we're going to go with some browns, some darker colours to kind of fit with this and go for a couple of different colours, starting off with the bottom and then along the top, and some other wooden bits of theming on there as well that'll all start coming together. So yeah, I'm going to start cracking on with that now. Already this is starting to come together really well just from putting the beams into place. And yeah, if we look over on the left hand side here, you can see how I've put the beam going across with some down to the floor as well. And that's because of course you've got the cannon and the goat just down there and want a bit of a different backdrop to the top section just here with the sign and the gun. I've also put one at the top there as well because I've got an idea that involves rope going across the top of those sections. Yeah, that's going to come together really nicely. I've also put the edging into place all around here as well, and also along the floor there a finisher. That's the same sort of idea what I'm going to be doing around the whole of the museum, but it's all going to be painted up, of course. I'll just put them into place for now, and I can easily just unscrew them, paint the strips, and then yeah, screw them back into place. Then what I've done just over here is I've moved the one that was down at the bottom up to the top, mainly because I've lowered the sign down a little bit, because yeah, I had this beam coming across here, so I need to make enough space to have the wooden strip going across. And I've just cut this one to size going across here as well. And yeah, that's going to be painted to match. I think that's going to look loads better because I really liked it when I did it across the bottom. Originally, it was just to kind of separate the top from the bottom area. But no, I think doing the two, it's going to look really good. So yeah, that's a bit of an update what I've done over the past hour or so. Yeah, it's coming together really nicely. And I'm now going to continue on installing more of the wooden beams, this time starting on the backdrop for the Alton Towers Bookworm here. Now, all of this is going to take some time to come together, but it's going to be more than worth it. The plan is to do a fully themed backdrop round here. As I mentioned at the start of the video, because I've got a lot more room in this location, I didn't want to just put signs behind and above here. I really wanted it to stand out, hence why I made sure all the signs stopped round at the side to allow this big feature behind, and also around the top there as well to kind of make this doorway that leads through into the other section. But yeah, the plan is to actually make a couple of fake windows to go on here. Now I'm going to put like curtains behind them and yeah, make them look really kind of atmospheric. So yeah, I'm going to do some themed windows on either side, but I want to design it from here that you only see one fake window there on the left just to kind of fill in that gap. But then when you walk down here, because obviously there's a bit more of a gap here, I want to make sure that you see one over on the back here as well. So yeah, I've just started to cut one out. I'll show you where I've got to so far. So what I've done just here is that I've cut 4 pieces of wood to the size that I wanted to build that kind of window frame look. And then yeah, what I will do is add some more wood down the middle and kind of make it across, kind of like an old school style window. That's what we're going for here. Now yeah, it's really light. It doesn't need to be like a real window because it's only a prop to go as part of the set piece there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. So yeah, just cut these all to length and then just put some screws in the side just to make it all secure. So I'm going to see how it looks in that area now. Well, there we go. I'm really pleased with how that's going to look. So yeah, there's going to be this window frame on the left, and I'm going to make one the same size now to go behind it. However, like I say, I want to make sure that from this angle, you can take like photos and videos from here and just see the one on the left. So yeah, I'm going to put that one now behind just to see on the size of that and how it fits in. So just unscrewed that off the wall and put it into place. And yeah, you now can't see it from this angle. And then when I start walking down here, you're going to see another window just there. So what I'm going to do now is make another one of those, because obviously I only wanted to make one until I knew that they both were going to work how I wanted them to. And then yeah, I'll end up fastening that one there and the one on the side, and then start to make them look like windows. And the reason that I'm doing this is because the Alton Towers Bookworm was located in a very fantasy fairy tale area of the park known as Storybook Land. And originally he was outside as an animatronic and had a roof over him. Obviously we spent a lot of time restoring him, and yeah, I don't just want to leave him outside, he needs to be indoors. And to have built a massive roof over, the room would have needed to be like a couple of meters taller than it actually is now. So yeah, it was unrealistic to actually recreate that. However, with it being a fantasy area of the park or fairy tale, and also it was right next door to a ride called the Squirrel Nutty, I thought let's kind of utilise that theming around the area of Storybook Land, how it used to be, and create like a fairy tale kind of cottage effect going on. And that's why I'm doing the windows and all the brown wooden effect that's going to be going around there. So yeah, I just wanted to explain a little bit why, you know, the windows are on there, how it all relates to the bookworm, and yeah, creating this space. A little bit of Storybook Land here, what's all going to come together very nicely. It's going to take some time, but it'll be worth it. And here's a look at how this scene is starting to come together. Firstly, I've actually purchased 2 more of the lanterns with the flickering flame effects. I really liked those and they work great in the Wicker Man section. And when you're in here on an evening, it just creates a wonderful ambience instead of having the main lights on, of course, before I get all the rest of the theme lighting installed. So I thought I'd put in 2 more. I thought they worked really well with the kind of fairy tale, fantasy style area that I'm trying to create here. But yeah, what I've actually done is made a little bracket out of wood for these to hook round onto. So yeah, that looks quite good. It's all going to be painted up, but that's just a bit of an idea how it's going to be. Then yeah, I've attached where the fake windows are going to be going on there as well. One just on there on the left, because like I say, I want you to be able to look from here and only see the one. But then when you come down here and it opens up a little bit, you've got the one round on the back just there as well. And yeah, I've put another one of these lanterns with the brackets that I've made as well. So yeah, that's coming together really nicely. The next job really is starting to put the little bits going across there on the windows and also paint all of this section as well. It's going to be lots of darker colours around the back just there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how I've progressed today. I'm just putting all these wooden strips in like little finishers. Even when you look from over here, like across down there in the apocalypse area, the horror section, down here at the front, yeah, it's all coming together really nicely. I've also just put a finisher down the bottom there as well, so yeah, I'm going to be painting those at some point as well. But yeah, looking really good now. Well, it's the next day, and as you can see, I've been doing some painting to start off, and this is already starting to come together really nicely. This enchanted fairy tale area with the Alton Towers Bookworm here, and yeah, this is exactly why I wanted to paint the background brown, because yeah, as you can see, the bookworm really just pops and stands out now, which is fantastic. And yeah, it's kind of its own little section there off to the left hand side, and to greet you into the British Theme Park Museum. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. I made the torch framework just there as well and attached those on, which looks really good. And yeah, I've got one just on this side as well. We've got the area where the windows is going to go. And yeah, this is just kind of the base at the moment. There's going to be a lot more detailing added onto this and make it look a bit weathered, like it's actually outdoors, and a few other bits. I'm going to put some vines on here, that sort of thing, to really add a lot of depth to it. And yeah, make sure all the borders all work around the side and that it fits in here as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. I've just painted the bottom section there as well. And yeah, again, there's all sorts of finishers and lots of bits. That's the thing with this project. There's so many little bits that are all going to come together, but now, like from here, already you look through in the apocalypse section and also the horror area, it all looks really good and kind of framed in this archway here, which was in the initial design. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how this is coming on so far. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to start painting the Wild West area now. Well, I'm absolutely covered in paint after a good few hours painting here at the British Theme Park Museum. And you know what? It's really coming together beautifully. All these different theme sections is something that I'd always imagined on doing. However, now I've finally got the space to do this. It really is amazing. And just being able to take you all along and show you the process as well. Yeah, I've been painting for a good few hours, so come and have a look at what I've done. As we make our way into here, this is coming together really nicely now as well. So I've painted the back wall just there. This is after adding all the wood, because this is going to be a darker colour down here at the bottom. I wanted it to kind of be in two halves here, because both of the items at the bottom are from Pirate Adventure. The sign was outside there at Drayton Manor, and obviously this is from Black Revolver, like I mentioned. So we kind of got a bit of Wild West and a bit of pirates going on here. So I wanted to make sure the colour scheme reflected that. This area is coming together nicely. Watch this space for how this is going to look. Different to my original plan, but yeah, I'm really excited for this section, but I'll keep you in suspense with that one for now. And then just over here, as you can see, I've added some more details on the horror section. So yeah, I've painted all them wooden strips that have the finish around the edge, and I've just added a little bit of detail onto the wallpaper as well to give it some more depth. Literally just used a small little sponge and tapped it on there. Because yeah, there's going to be some more little details going on to that, but it's looking really good. And bear in mind, this is with the house lights on, so to speak. When we're in show lighting in here, it's going to look fantastic. I have mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again in case you're wondering. This used to be outside the gun, and most of it's fiberglass. And when me and my dad actually restored this as well, it was done off camera. We completely sorted it all out. It was looking really good. Hung it up outside, and because this was wood, this rotted away. So as you can see, this wants fiberglass in, but we can do that, that's fine. It's only a repair job there and on the end. We won't even need to take it off the wall. We'll be able to just do that in here, and then give it a bit of a fresh coat as well. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I wanted to choose the right brown to do the back wall, because obviously the actual bottom of the gun is a different colour brown here, different shades. So I wanted to make sure that we covered that. But yeah, that's coming together really nicely. Very pleased with how that looks. Down here for the goats, he's got like his little area as well. I'm going to block the flooring underneath there. You can kind of see where I've marked that out. Probably might do the same with the cannon as well, just because these are in their sections, you know, just so they're not just parked at the side, they're in an actual section with an explanation. But yeah, it's looking awesome, this is. I've also managed to secure another piece of theming from Apocalypse, which I'm really pleased about, and that's going to be going at the top just here. But again, stay tuned for that, it will be coming up. So yeah, another genuine piece from Apocalypse for the museum. That's the thing, always adding to it, and that's the plan. But there we go, that'll do for today. That's all I've got time for. I'll continue on tomorrow, where I'm going to be, continuing on with adding some shelves in. This time here on the left-hand side for all the coaster wheels, they're going to be going there. Boarding all this out now as well, because obviously this isn't very nice still. So this all wants boarding off for the finish. And yeah, it's really coming together nicely. See you tomorrow. Well, it's a few days later and I've been working really hard this morning on the themed environment that I'm creating here on the left hand side, and yeah, I'm very pleased with how all of this is coming together. So I've painted the wall, and then yeah, I've started to add some of the more detailed sections onto here now, including these little wooden blocks just here. And yeah, the idea is to make this look kind of like Wild West and Pirates kind of mixed together, and that's what I'm going for, a darker background that fits with everything that we've got down here. The items from Pirate Adventure and also from Black Revolver, all that used to be at Drayton Manor. So yeah, what I've done here, I've just attached some random bits of wood to the wall and screwed them in, and then yeah, I've painted them, added a bit of detailing around the side, and then there's going to be some ropes, some more weathering going onto here to make it look kind of scruffy, weathered look. That's what I'm going for with all of this. So yeah, I'm going to add some rope and all that on there, and then down here at the bottom, obviously I put that piece of wood going across, that's all painted now, and then yeah, I've just painted on some lines going across just there too. I've also done the area around the bottom of the goat just there, because that's where he's going to be staying. So yeah, overall, you come back over here now, and it's looking really good, that kind of weathered effect on there. And this was always a bit of a tester to seeing how this looked. The plan is now to carry on with that around here, some more at the top. I've also got the top section up here to add some more of that in. And also, down here at the back, I'm going to put some of those on, and then do some blood splatters that's going to match the signage that I've got, the sick that's coming down there. I'm going to add that sort of effect on the wall, you know, with all this blood splatter and a bit more weathered. I thought I'd test it over here, and I'm really pleased with it. It's coming together nicely. Something else that I've been working on is this area just over here, and we finally got one of the shelves in for the coaster wheels. So yeah, these are going to go all the way down this side. This is the wheel that I got on a recent trip out to Belgium. It's from Plopsaland de Pan. It's a Mack Rides wheel from the Extreme Spinning Coaster, the Ride to Happiness. And yeah, what I'm doing here is making shelves for them all. And then yeah, I'm going to box this in round at the side to make it look really neat. Have some spotlighting on there. So yeah, I'm going to do shelves all the way down here for the different items. So yeah, I'm going to carry on working on those first before doing some more details. It's all coming together nicely now. Well, it's took me a couple of hours to put all the shelves into place, and yeah, the wheels are looking absolutely awesome on there. I've also just cleaned them up a little bit as well, and I'm really pleased with how that's come together. A great place to store them, because yeah, this was actually just going to be boxed in. It would have been dead area if I hadn't have planned this, because obviously this is the two areas where the two sheds connect together. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I've managed to utilise this space. Obviously we put all the insulation in and everything first, and then yeah, boxed this in round here and put the shelves on. So I'm really pleased about it. I'm also going to label up each of the items. I've got a little bit more painting to do, so I will just remove the wheels when I do that. I'm going to paint these bits of wood, probably put a finisher strip along there. Got to paint the sections on the end and some more of the back, but still it's coming together really well. So yeah, I'll carry on with that at some point. Now, along with that, I've also been to IKEA recently and picked up lots of different fake leaves. And yeah, the plan is to do a backdrop with the bookworm just here, inspired by Storybookland, the area that it was originally in. I started by painting all the walls. I'm working on the windows, one at the side and one at the back, fake of course. I put the lanterns on, and yeah, now starting to have these vines growing up, mainly because I didn't want to come over here and just have signs behind it. You know, I wanted it to be like a themed backdrop. And also when you look from here, you see all these vines, and it kind of leads in to that section really nicely. Yeah, very well themed, it's coming together nice. So yeah, what I'm doing now is cutting these to the size and then actually having them kind of growing up the wall like it's taken over the whole of this backdrop. I may need to get some more, but yeah, that's something that I can do. I wanted to make sure that it looks right first before I committed to getting loads, but I think it looks awesome. I'm really pleased, and there's obviously more detailing to go on here as well. Well, I've been working on the leaves for about half an hour and I'm very pleased with how they've all come together. Like I said, I didn't want to get too many and kind of overdo it, but I feel like I've got just the perfect amount, so I'm really pleased with that. Come and have a look. Well, I think that's the perfect backdrop to an iconic piece of Alton Towers history. It really stands out with the darker background, and yeah, with the lanterns at either side, where the windows are going to be. There's some more finishes with the wood to go around the side, and a little bit more detailing to go onto the backdrop itself. But in general, it's coming together really nicely. I'm very pleased. Yeah, I think I've just got the right amount of leaves, not too many, not too little, just enough. And I've kind of done it so they're like they're growing up on the outside of this kind of cottage. That's what I've gone for. Very much inspired by the building that the Squirrel Nutter used to go through. I mean, it's still there at Alton Towers, but it's as part of CBeebies Land and Get Set Go. Whereas back then, you know, it was more like this log building, you know, that's just tree house, and that's the kind of feel that I've tried to go for with this. But I am very pleased with it. I mean, you look at it from this angle, and with the darker background, it's like the perfect kind of, you know, introduction into this before you walk down into that section. But I am very pleased with it. That's all I've got time for today, but I'll be carrying on in the next couple of days and doing some more in here. But yeah, it's really coming on nicely. So it's the next day and I'm back for the final part of this video. And yeah, as you can see, I've started to add some more detailing onto this wall. It's all about building up the layers. Firstly, it was putting that brown on there, and then yeah, adding the darker shade of brown and then the black, and just dabbing it on there to have a really nice effect. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it, a weathered kind of look for that wall. And yeah, what the plan is now is to start adding some rope on. So I've been down to B&Q, picked up this rope. It was £12 for this, and yeah, the plan is to cut it and run it along the top there, and also on that section above the gun, and then also a few little swirls on the wall as well. So that is the plan. So yeah, I've just been dabbing on like this, kind of putting that in, and then adding a bit more detailing just onto there like so. And then as you can see, it just creates quite a nice weathered effect on there. But yeah, I'm going to start putting on the rope now. Well, about an hour or so later, and I've got all of the rope onto place there, and also added some more detailing on there too. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is looking, and that's what I wanted with this, kind of a rustic, old look. And yeah, as you can see, it's come together really nicely. I've put all the rope kind of straight down the bottom and at the top just there. And then yeah, I've got some squiggles on there too, and I'm going to add some more bits of wood on there as well. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how that is looking. Off to the right, I've started to add some more of the black grains onto the back wall just there, and yeah, I'm going to add some more wood onto that now, and add some detailing on that too. And off here to the right, I've actually got another piece of theming from Apocalypse at Drayton Manor, and you can see it just there at the top. So who remembers these in the station? 1000 volts. These are on the wall in the station with all the pipe work. So yeah, what I've done is I've managed to get one of these from Drayton Manor, and yeah, I've got that displayed at the top just here. These are the original pipes off to the side. So I've done a bit of dark colouring on the back wall just there, and the plan is to add even more around the top there with the pipe work. I'm going to get some more pipes to go around the bottom to kind of try and match that effect of the top. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I've gone with the more rustic look on the top just there, and then as we come down, it's going to be more of a smooth finish down here, and obviously finish doing this at some point going across. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but I will get round to it. But yeah, another nice piece just there. So yeah, I'm just going to do a few final bits for today, and then yeah, that will be the end of this episode. I've covered lots though, and all this theme section has really come together nicely. Well, I've been fastening more wood onto the walls, and then I've gone over, added the brown and then the black paint on top, and I'm really pleased with the finished look just here. So let's have one final look at this before wrapping up the episode. Well, I've made lots of progress in this episode. It's been filmed over multiple days over the course of a few weeks in between visiting the theme parks, but I'm really pleased with how it's all come together. Of course, working here on the area for the Alton Towers Bookworm, all the backdrops coming together now, and yeah, with the fake windows and the foliage, there's lots more to be done here, but that will all come up in the next episode. Of course, I put all the shelves in here for the various different coaster wheels that I've got, and yeah, that's looking fantastic, which I'm really pleased about too. I started to add some more detail up onto the Apocalypse section in this video, which I'm really pleased about, and that gives you a bit of an idea on how this whole area is going to come together. And yeah, fantastic new item up there as well. And just off to the left there, what I've been working on the most really throughout this episode is this whole backdrop, and I'm really pleased with it. All that's really left to be done there now is add a couple of blood splatters onto the back and to fit with the dungeons, and then here on the left, of course, finished restoring the actual gun here, because yeah, I've mentioned multiple times, but yeah, this whole area here needs refiberglassing and then yeah, repainting on the top there too. But I'm pleased with how all this looks, with the ropes on there, added some nice detailing with the wood on there, with the brown, the two shades of brown, and then also the black. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how this backdrop has come together here. I think it looks awesome. Kind of, you know, looking at the weather, look at the sign, and extending that out into this whole wall for an awesome backdrop. But yeah, it looks amazing. When you come back here now and you see these 3 different sections, I am really pleased with it. And not forgetting the area for the goat down there. It's looking awesome, it really is. And yeah, in the next episode, I'll finish painting this across here, adding some more details around. And yeah, I've got some more new bits to share with you all as well, as I continue on here at the British Theme Park Museum. And there we go, that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope that you really enjoyed watching, and as always, I'd just like to say thank you so much for your continued support for Theme Park Worldwide and this project, the British Theme Park Museum. It's really coming together nicely, doing all these different projects in between actually going out there and visiting the parks. It's been a bit of a gap since the last episode and this one, and it'll probably be the same again for the next episode. However, I'm aiming to get some more done in here before we go on our USA road trip in just a few weeks' time. So stay tuned for another episode in the next maybe 2-3 weeks here on the channel. And it's just an ongoing project, working on these different areas, putting it all together. It's not something that wants to be rushed. It wants to be done to a great quality, a fantastic standard that I'm happy with, and yeah, of course, sharing it all with you here on the channel as well. It's always a pleasure, it really is. So thank you so much for all of your continued support. Lots more coming up here on the channel, and we'll be back in a few weeks' time with another episode here from the museum. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. We'll see you in the next video.